Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about Citadels, and I think it's a great way to make Divine for people that are not playing a lot to the game. It's content that is quite casual friendly and is going to make you big money if you know how to use it. In this video, I'm going to cover why running Citadel is making you hope, how do you find Citadel, and how do you maximize the number of Citadel that spawn in your map and your atlas. How do you maximize the value of running a Citadel? This is a very important topic. How do you adapt your atlas to be able to get even more loot? And I will finish by watch out. So why does running Citadels is making you orb? There is 3 kinds of Citadels, and depending on the one you are running, you are going to drop one or those 3 fragments or more than one. And those fragments actually they are selling for 120 exalted orb a piece. So if you are dropping multiple of them, you are going to make serious money by running a Citadel. And spoiler alert, we are going to drop more than one. So now the second point is, how do you find them on your map? You see them from far away with a light that is appearing from far, and you have 3 colors of light. White is for the Citadel of Act 1, orange is for the Citadel of Act 2, and red is for the Citadel of Act 3. And what is good with this light is that this light is appearing into the fog from far away. So you see here, if I go in that direction, I will find a Citadel here that is for Act 1. Yes, you see that there is a specific area. So for the Act 1, you're gonna see these houses that look like a village and farmland, and this is going to show you where a Citadel of Act 1 is, so you're getting much closer. Even if now with the light it's much easier. If you see here there is a Citadel and you have the farmland around. For the one of Act 3, you are going to see those temples that you see in the Act 3, and you see there is a Citadel that is here, the stone Citadel is here. And for the one of Act 2, it's going to be in a desert place, and you are going to see those tents that you have here, and the Citadel is there, the copper Citadel. Now, in the question of where do you find the Citadel, it's been confirmed by the developer that the further away you go from the original start, the more chance you have to make the Citadel spawn. And actually in the latest patch, they say that they are going to reduce this distance, so you start seeing Citadel much quicker than it was before. So you can go in any direction from the start, and the further you go and the more Citadel you're gonna see, and that's exactly what I experienced myself. I started to see a lot of Citadels when I have been very far from the beginning. So there is a lot of theory right now on internet, and it used to be where you had to look at the broom into the towers or whatever. No, this is not the reality. The reality is the further away you go in one direction, the more Citadel are going to spawn. The next part is probably the most important of the video, because in this part we are going to see how when you're running a Citadel, you're not going to drop one fragment but multiple fragments. And actually right now, the number of fragments that the boss is dropping is scaling on a very specific stat, that is the chance of getting a waystone. So the first step that you want is you want to have waystone that have a waystone drop chance that is as high as possible. So right now, the only highest I have is 400, but in the past I had waystone with 600, 630. So this is not great, and I kept it, but I don't want to use it for Citadel. I want to have something higher. You want to have those kind of waystone. What I recommend is that you take a waystone like a standard one that is level 15. This is very important because you cannot use waystone that is below level 15. So let's say this one, and then you are going to use an orb of alchemist, and then depending on the number that you see here, you can directly use an orb of Val, or you can use exalted orb. And potentially, you see now I moved from 140 to 240, and you are going to see if you can get something that is high. And then after, you are going to use a Val, and potentially you see that's exactly what I said. You move from 240 to 415, but this is completely random. So what you want is you want to have something that is high in waystone drop chance, and potentially if you have the choice, you want to do this with something that have good affix. So you see here I have quantity of item found in the area. While I will run the Citadel, I will have more item. This is nice. Increased rarity of item found in this area. This is also very good. Increased rarity of item found in this area. Number of rare monsters. So all those modificators here are very good. So here I have a very, very nice waystone. So I'm going to keep it. So this is what you want to do. You want to have a waystone that is going as high as possible. Now, after, in the atlas, you want to take things that are going to increase even further the quantity of waystone you found in your map. So, such as this point. You can have this point as well, because it's going to affect the explicit modifier of your waystone, which potentially could be also the increased waystone. I'm not sure about that, but I recommend you take it. I'm going to remove that and I'm going to show you why later on. And you're going to take this because potentially you will have even further increase of the chance of getting a waystone. Now, what I notice when I run Citadels is that at 700% of getting a waystone, this is when you have all the bonuses. So you open inside the Citadel the list of the affix and suffix that you have. So if I am at 700 straight, I am just getting 2 fragments on the last boss. But what I've seen is that 726, I'm getting 3 fragments. So with 20% of difference, you are increasing the drop you get by 50%, which is extremely important. So I recommend that by default, you're not running any waystone that are below 550 when you are putting the waystone into the map. And with all the bonuses, you will eventually go above 720 and you get 3 fragments. Now, the watch out with this is that you need to be feeling comfortable of cleaning the map with this waystone, because we are talking about waystone that are so buffed that they can be very deadly. So there is a couple of things that you need to have in mind when you are running a Citadel that will help you finish the Citadel. Now, I said that I recommend that you remove the deadly evolution because this happened in one of my maps. If you don't remove the rare and unique monster can have 1 or 2 modifier, potentially the boss will spawn with a very deadly modifier. With my build, I'm tanking with my mana, and on the second phase, the boss spawn with mana drain. And mana drain on a boss of a T15 like this is not like a small mana drain. So it was impossible for me to kill this boss, and I completely lose every value that I could have get from the Citadel. So now every time I remove the deadly evolution to avoid those kind of scenarios. One of the tricks that you can do to reduce the level of a Citadel is you can remove the boss point that you had here. So you see I had a lot of boss point here. So I usually only use those 3 here. So instead of being 10 out of 10, I will be to 6 out of 10. So the map is going to be a little bit less hard than if I have all my points, because Citadels are map boss. So this is going to help me. And also I'm going to remove this, which means that it's going to be 1 less level. So here I'm playing quite safe, and I'm removing this. The second thing that I'm going to do when I'm running Citadel is I have a stuff that is to get rarity on item found, and I have a stuff that is maximizing my defense and my offense. And this is what I'm going to run. I'm going to reduce my rarity to get more defenses and more damage to be able to clean the map quicker and to be safer within the map. So you see, this is what I mean. So I use something that is 540, and then with all the buff, I end up with 723. So I think that should allow us to drop 3 fragments, and as we see at the end, this is exactly the case. We drop 3 fragments. So having something that initially is around for 540 is going to increase with the bonus that you have on your atlas, and will allow you to drop 3 fragments from 1 map. Now, just for your information, I don't know if you are aware, but the fragment, they are used to combine. So the 3 different fragments, you go to the burning monolith and you have access to the last pinnacle bosses that is considered right now as the final boss of the game. I'm going to make a video on this boss and all the mechanic that you need to know, because there's a lot of one-shot mechanic. So if you're interested, you can look at the video that is appearing right now. If this video helped you in any mean, please consider subscribing to my channel. As you see, it's a very young channel, and right now every sub counts for me. Thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next video.